Welcome back to Boundaries and Boss Moves, where we talk about building a business that works for you and not the other way around. I am your host, Louisa Marie, and if you are listening to this with a kid asking for a snack in the background, a to-do list that you have not touched since June, and a quiet little voice asking why the summer feels so much harder than it looks on Instagram, pull up a chair or cozy on up in your favorite hiding spot because this one is for you. The reality is, summer doesn't change your schedule as a business owner. In fact, it detonates it as a parent. The routines that carry you on for the rest of the year, those are gone. The quiet workday while the kids are in school, also gone. And in reality, in the place of these routines that we've established, we have this weird pressure sandwich. We have make magical summer memories on one side and keep business running on the other side. And you are squished right in the middle, trying to be fully present for both and pulling off neither one of those. So today I want to talk about how I actually, dare I say, enjoy summer without burning down my business or missing my kids' whole break. So let's get into it. Let me paint a picture of the summer version of me before I figured all this out. And I have a feeling a lot of you are in this position. You start June with the best intentions. Say, this summer is going to be different. I'll work the mornings, we'll do fun stuff in the afternoon. Everyone's happy. Such a cute plan, isn't it? By week two, man, I was answering client emails in the middle of a spray park on my phone, half watching my kids, half drafting a proposal, fully present for absolutely no one. I wasn't really working and I wasn't really playing. I was just guilty, guilty all day long. When I opened my laptop, I felt guilty. And when I closed it, I felt the same way. And that's the trap of summer for parents who are actually running a business. We try to run the whole season in this blended and blurry half on mode, and it's freaking exhausting. Blurry is how you actually get to September completely depleted and wondering where summer went and why you don't have a single memory that isn't tinged with, I should have been working or I should have spent more time with the kids. Here is what I finally understood. You can't do everything at full speed at summer. You can't. Not the business, not the parenting thing, not both at the same time for 3 straight months. You can't. Something has got to give. And if you don't decide what, summer is usually going to decide for you. And usually it costs you your peace. Summer decides, you know what? Peace gone out the window. I remember having intense anxiety leading up to summer. I would wake up just panicking, like, how am I going to do this? I didn't know how I was going to do it all with minimal support, how I was going to manage my business and how I was going to be a fully present parent. I had no idea how I was going to do it. But eventually, I decided that I couldn't continue this way. So I stopped trying to blend it all together and I started designing it in sprints. After all, summer always feels like some kind of marathon. You see, a sprint isn't always about speed, it's about containment. It's a defined block with a start, a finish, and a single job to do. And when that block is over, it's actually over. I run my summers in two kinds of sprints, work sprints and play sprints. And here is the mindset shift underneath the whole thing. So if you're able, write this down. Balance isn't a personality trait. It's not. You can believe it is, and I'm telling you that it's not. It is a choice. Balance is a choice. You are not just bad at balance. You haven't failed some kind of test that other parents have passed. You haven't. You've just been trying to hold two full-time modes in your hands at the exact same time. And no one can do that well. No one can. I don't care what the Instagram pictures say or the reels. You can't do it well. Balance isn't something that you are, it's something that you build one intentional block at a time. Now, let's start with work sprints. A work sprint is a protected block when you are actually working. Laptop open, brain actually on, notifications handled, and trust me, you will actually get more done in that focus window than you would in a whole blurry day of half attention. The magic is in three things: it's focused, it's batched, and it's boundaried. Focus means one lane at a time. One lane at a time. This is a client delivery time, or this is content time, or this is admin time. Not all three fighting for the same 30, 60, 90 minutes, however long your block is. Batch means you group like with like. Instead of touching your inbox 11 times a day between snack requests and yelling and fighting and playing referee, you batch it into one or two windows. Instead of writing one social post daily, you knock out 2 weeks in one sprint. And boundaried is the big one. It means that the sprint has a hard edge. It starts when it starts and it ends when it ends. I'm going to say that again. It starts when it starts and it ends when it ends. When the block closes, you close the laptop. Not just one more email. Done means done. For me, in the summer, that often looks like a couple of tighter, high focus work sprints in a week instead of pretending I have full work days that I simply do not have. And you know what makes those sprints possible? The systems and the support I've built. My assistants and my team holding down things that they don't need me. So my sprint time goes to things that I actually need to do. If your back end is duct taped together, summer is actually where you'll feel it most. Now let's talk about play sprints. And before I dive into this, I want to preface that my kids are 9 and 8. So it's a little easier for me to bargain with them. But back when they were toddlers, my work sprints had to happen during nap times or when at nighttime, when it was bedtime, essentially. So it looks different for everybody depending on the season in their life. Okay. So now let's talk about play sprints. And that is actually harder for people like us, business owners, because we got stuff to do, right? Playing doesn't give us money. We don't make money with playing with the kids, but we make memories, right? Now, a play sprint is a protected block where you are fully off, completely off. No laptop, no quick peek at your phone to check those emails or a client text message. No mentally rewriting a proposal while you actually push your kid on the swing. You are there, all the way there. And it is hard. It is so freaking hard. For a recurring yes person like myself who spent years measuring her worth by output, this actually feels almost illegal. Rest feels like something you have to earn. Play feels like the reward you get after the work is finally done. And spoiler alert, the work is never finally done. So the play never comes if you continue with that mindset. So here's the reframe I want to hand you today. And it's essentially the whole heart of this episode. A play sprint deserves the same protection as client deadlines. It does. You wouldn't ghost a client because you got busy. You wouldn't cancel a paid deliverable because you felt a little behind. So stop treating the block of time where you're building your actual life like it's the first thing that's allowed to get bulldozed, because your kids will remember. Your kids will. When I put water park with the kids in my calendar, it's not a suggestion. It's not the thing I do if everything else magically wraps up. It's a sprint. It's protected time. And protecting it is what lets me be present enough to fill the summer instead of just surviving it. And if you have kids my age, they will start holding you accountable. If you are telling them, oh, I can't do it, I have to work, that's where the comments come, well, mom, you're always working, right? We're building relationship with our kids alongside building a business. And we have to take that very seriously. Now, honestly, sprints only work if you also accept that some things are going to sit still for 3 months. And that is not failure. It's strategy. We need to get honest about the three buckets: what you protect, the revenue driving work that actually matters, and the play that actually restores you as a person. These these things, they get sprints. They get defended. They get protected time. What you need to let go, that big launch that doesn't really need to happen right away. The new offer that you can build in the fall. The shoulds that aren't really protecting your time. The shoulds that are really just you trying to prove that you're working hard. Summer is a season to maintain, not to overhaul, especially as a parent. Now, here's something that you let someone else carry. This is when support comes in. The recurrent stuff, the admin things that keep moving, whether you're at your desk or not. You can have someone checking your emails. You can have someone booking meetings. That's not yours to hold. And it's not just for the summer in general, but that's a whole nother episode. You don't have to run everything at full speed. You just have to be intentional about what runs, what rests, and what runs without you. So, here are 3 steps to set up your summer sprints. And I want you to put this in place this week. If you haven't already, map out your real summer week, not your fantasy one. Look at what's actually true. Camp schedules, childcare gaps, the weeks you've got help, and the weeks that you don't. Build your sprint around your real life, not the summer you wish you had. Number 2, block play first. Yes, put the play sprints in the calendar before your work sprints because I promise you the work will happily expand to swallow everything you leave open. Protect the water park afternoon, then build the work around it. If not, you will not make time for play sprints. And number 3, give the sprint a hard edge. Every sprint needs to get a start time and a stop time. When a work sprint ends, close the laptop. When a play sprint is happening, the phone needs to be put away. The boundary is the whole point. A sprint with no edges is just a regular blurry day wearing a costume. I want to leave you with this. Summer doesn't have to be the season you white knuckle your way through, half working, half parenting, fully exhausted, and full of guilt. You get to design it. You get to decide when you're on and when you're off. And then actually honor both. Because being a present parent and a focused CEO are in opposites. You have to choose between. You don't have to choose between the two. They're just 2 sprints that don't belong in the same block. When you're working, you're working. When you're playing. And stop apologizing for protecting either one. If you're sitting here realizing that summer is running you and that there's no room in your business for you to step back because everything still runs through you, that is exactly the work I do inside the owner's seat, which is one of my one-on-one consulting packages. We build the systems and the support that lets you design a season that fits your real life so that you can take that water park afternoon or beach afternoon or hiking afternoon, close the laptop, and trust that your business is still standing when you get back. If that's what you need, I'd love to have a conversation with you. Please go ahead and book a discovery call. The link will be in the show notes. That's all for now. If you love this episode, I'd love for you to leave a review. It helps me grow my audience and provide more tools for people to succeed as a parent and a business owner. Thanks for tuning in to Boundaries and Boss Moves. Until next time, take care of your business and take care of yourself. And remember, boundaries are boss moves.